You know that feeling? When the harder you chase after something, the further away it seems to get? Well, today we're diving into an ancient Buddhist text, the Sutra of the Great Assembly, and it completely flips our whole idea of achievement on its head. It suggests that maybe true wisdom isn't about gaining something new, but about letting go of the need to gain anything at all. I know, it's a pretty radical idea, so let's unpack it.
Just try to imagine a place like that for a second, a world where natural enemies just coexist in perfect harmony. This beautiful line from the sutra sets the whole scene for a teaching of absolutely cosmic significance. This isn't just some poetic description, it's a vision of a world completely transformed by a powerful presence, a world that's ready to receive a really profound truth.
So, where does all this take place? Our journey begins on Vulture Peak. Now, the sutra takes this physical mountain and just transforms it into this celestial paradise, a pure land that's absolutely perfect for a Buddhist sermon. Let's really try to build a picture of this extraordinary place.
The sutra paints this incredible picture. This is no ordinary mountain, not at all. The ground itself is transformed, described as being as soft as celestial cotton. Can you imagine walking on earth that's so soft it yields perfectly under your feet and then just restores itself, leaving no trace? It's a symbol of a place where every single action is met with perfect balance.
And the landscape? It's covered in countless varieties of flowers. We're talking lotuses of every color you can imagine, from blue and yellow to these deep reds of ruby and gold. And their size? Get this, the sutra says they are as vast as the wheels of a chariot. This isn't just for decoration. It's a symbol of the flourishing, magnificent nature of this sacred space.
And to complete the picture, these enormous, vibrant flowers give off a fragrance so powerful it perfumes the entire world system. Everything here, the ground, the plants, the very air itself, is just soaked in a purity and a splendor that's preparing all beings for the teaching they are about to receive.
At the very heart of this incredible scene is the Buddha's throne. And it's not just a seat, but this massive lotus with a stalk made of indestructible diamond and leaves of pure gold. It's described as being as vast as the ocean, and it isn't just sitting there. No, the sutra says it's being held up by 1 billion celestial kings. Everything about this scene is designed to communicate that this teaching is on a truly cosmic scale.
Okay, so who has gathered to witness this incredible event and hear this teaching? Well, the audience is just as extraordinary as the setting. This is the great assembly that gives the sutra its name. The diversity in this audience is just stunning. You've got 8,000 enlightened monks and another 8,000 bodhisattvas. Those are beings dedicated to helping everyone else find enlightenment. But it doesn't stop there. There are thousands of ordinary people, celestial beings, nature spirits, and yep, even the animals from that opening line are there. The lions and wolves, living in peace, all of them drawn by the Buddha's presence.
What this incredible assembly tells us is that the teaching that's about to come isn't some secret doctrine for a select few. No, this is a universal truth, and it's meant for every single being, from the wisest sage to the smallest creature on that mountain. Everybody is included.
So, into this magnificent, silent, and expectant scene steps one of the Buddha's foremost disciples, the great Mahakashyapa. He rises, he bows, and he asks the question that serves as the pivot for the entire sutra.
This is the question, isn't it? The question at the heart of any spiritual path. How do I get there? How do I achieve the goal? It's a practical, direct, and what seems like a pretty straightforward question. But the Buddha's answer is going to turn the very idea of attainment completely upside down.
The Buddha's response, well, it doesn't just answer the question, it deconstructs it entirely. He reveals that the very search for something to get, for something to attain, is actually the primary obstacle on the path.
He introduces this core concept, Wusodo, which translates to non-attainment or non-grasping. The Buddha explains that if a bodhisattva seeks enlightenment with the idea that there's something to be obtained, they're already caught in a delusion. The moment you create a goal called enlightenment, you also create a separate you who has to go and get it. And that, right there, is the trap.
The Buddha lays out the entire psychological process. It all starts with that idea of getting something. That desire immediately creates a sense of a separate I who needs to achieve the goal. This I then starts to judge and compare everything. I have it, I don't have it, this is good, that is bad. This whole cycle of thought the sutra explains is exactly what keeps us trapped in suffering. The effort to attain becomes the very chain that binds us.
To make this incredibly subtle point clear, the Buddha uses this beautiful analogy. He says our thoughts, our desires, our very sense of self, they're all like clouds in the sky. They appear to gather and form, but where did they come from? Not from the east or the west. They just arise from nowhere, and they dissolve back into nowhere. They are just appearances within a vast emptiness. Trying to grasp them, or even to grasp enlightenment, is like trying to catch a cloud.
Okay, so if the goal isn't to get anything, then how are you supposed to live? What does this wisdom of non-grasping actually look like in practice? Well, the sutra dedicates a big chunk to detailing the conduct of a true bodhisattva.
The sutra offers some very practical advice, listing things a practitioner should avoid. And this isn't just a list of rules. Each point is a way to stop feeding that illusion of a separate, grasping self. You can see the pattern, right? Avoid craving fine things, avoid coarse speech that creates conflict, and most importantly, avoid acting from the three poisons, the core mental states of greed, anger, and ignorance that fuel our suffering.
And the sutra presents the stark contrast to highlight what's at stake. The ideal practitioner acts purely for the sake of the Dharma, the universal truth, without any personal agenda. But it warns of those who will use the teachings as a cover for their own gain, who are burning with the fire of desire. The crucial difference isn't in the words they speak, but in the mind they act from. One is free from grasping, while the other is completely consumed by it.
The sutra doesn't sugarcoat how difficult this is. It states flat out that finding someone who can genuinely practice this mind of non-attainment, even for a single day, is exceptionally rare. This really underscores that it isn't a casual undertaking, but a path that requires tremendous diligence and sincerity.
Ultimately, the Sutra of the Great Assembly leaves us with this powerful question for our own lives. I mean, we're all driven by goals, by achievements, by the desire for attainment. So what would it actually look like to pursue our ambitions, to do good work, to live a full life, but to do it all without that inner clenching, that grasping for a specific outcome? That's the profound challenge this ancient text offers us today.